From a self-belief perspective, I mean, there is this one technique which really helped me. It is very crazy, but try it out. It really, really helps. So in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, just look in your eyes and really look into your eyes, because you never look into your own eyes. You look in the mirror, but you don't really look into your eyes. So look into your eyes and say, I'm enough. Because what happens is, as dyslexic, you have been told so many times that you're not enough, you are not good enough, you're not intelligent enough, you're like whatever, right? Not enough. Just say I'm enough, and you just do it for a minute, and it magically, there is something magically happens in your head, and you just exude that, belief in yourself. So it's a non-conventional technique, but it really works. So that's also something, and it could even be tried out with children. So
okay, actually that's a very good one. So at what stage can the child overcome this? Is it possible to overcome dyslexia?
so dyslexia doesn't go away. It's not something that, it's like not a cough which will kind of be there for a few days and then you take Dolo 65 and it'll go away. It's who you are, and the sooner you accept it, the sooner you figure out how to kind of manage it, right? So dyslexia does not go away, and in fact, it is a superpower because you can see things which others don't see in a similar way. And I would say it is part of the human evolution, right? So you need that diversity to actually evolve as human race to evolve, right? So
What is your advice to parents of neurodiverse children?
I would say just relax and just believe in your child. They will find their own way.
My daughter is having a milder form of a learning disability. She's now 13 and she avoids guidance of parents and like to spend time alone. She did go through some remedial special education classes. She's not also able to apply whatever she learned in those classes in her language skills. She's now in CBSE. How can we help her?
So it's very interesting. And see, what happens is that when a child is told that they have a learning disability, again, that works on their mind too, right? Because somewhere at school and the way our education system is designed, you are considered good if you score well, right? Or you are considered brilliant if you score well. And that's how you are brought up. So that kind of keeps playing on your head. And somewhere, if you are told that you are not enough, and somewhere you feel that that's not which you can control, then you get into a very different self-esteem issue. So that's something has to be kind of dealt with, and it cannot be dealt with saying like study more, or why aren't you not doing it, or constantly nagging, or telling a lot of those things. It is more of being the partner and figuring out, okay, let's try this, or encourage, or sometimes just like step back, just let them do what they want. Maybe the child is really figuring out certain things for themselves. So yeah, so it could be that. I mean, I had a friend's child who was, she might not have a learning disability, but I mean the challenges with the teenagers are like pretty similar. And she was actually withdrawn from her parents, and then she was doing her own thing. And they said that she's constantly on her mobile phone, she's constantly watching something and all of that. And then they started blocking her, all of it. And then while figuring out, I asked her what she was doing, and she was actually watching YouTube craft videos because that was something which really intrigued her. And what she was watching was a lot of how do you create the anime videos. And she was actually learning it, right? She was learning to draw it, and she was learning. And when you really asked her, she actually showed all the things that she did, which even her parents did not know. Because at that age, right? You are able to do things which your parents also don't know about it. So it's just changing that relationship can open up a lot more new avenues and having a real conversation.
Did you ever receive any external support? As you mentioned, you never had a diagnosis.
Right.
How did you had dyslexia?
Sure. So as I said, I did not know when I was growing up I had dyslexia. In fact, there was a movie called Tare Zameen Pe, Even when that came, I did not see it like completely at that point in time, but still I could not relate to it as much, because the child was seeing the numbers floating in the air and the words flying over. I did not see numbers flying over or floating in the air. So it maybe that, and it was a creative representation possibly, and I was like trying to maybe relate it literally. So it was much later in life, when I was actually working, and one of my manager, actually, she went through dyslexia evaluation, and she was saying that I am dyslexic and these are the things. And that's when I started to realize that, oh, these are the things which
So
something which
did you have an assessment done after that?
so what I did was, I did a lot of online assessments in terms of finding it out. And actually I was on a relatively higher spectrum, I mean higher in terms of having
The dyslexia.
Yeah.
So it was not moderate dyslexia, it was severe dyslexia.
Not extremely severe, but yeah,
but I mean, it was more than moderate.
Yeah, more than moderate. Yeah.
Okay. So this was after, as an adult, when you were working.
Working, yes.
Okay.
And pretty recent, like maybe 4-5 years back. So yeah.
Okay, so it's such a recent development.
Yeah. Because you don't realize it unless once you grow up, it doesn't matter, right? Because you've gone so far. I mean, like.
Hi Mridula. Hi Shilpa.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Vinith Wankhede. Myself, Mridula, and my wife Rashmi, we founded this group, Gold. I'm a dyslexic too, and listening to you, it was like a traveling in past. What happens is a dyslexic only can understand what other dyslexic is talking about. I think you will agree with it.
Absolutely.
I can exactly understand what you're saying. Yeah, I'm an Indian Police Service officer. I'm presently a ADGP in Tamil Nadu Police. So I would just like to summarize a few things. Mridula, if you can indulge me, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, because one thing, like for what Shilpa was saying, it was like very similar to I did engineering, just landed up in engineering. 2 strengths she told immediately. From that, she was good in cryptography. I set cryptic crosswords. I'm very good. She's good in databases. I have designed most of the softwares for Tamil Nadu Police. Databases I can visualize.
Yes.
I don't know, it's very difficult to explain to another person, but for me, the whole database structure, the workflow, how it is going, it is very easily clear in my mind. Other guys are struggling to understand that. I think Shilpa will understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So my request to all the parents and the kids here are, dyslexia is a strong strength. It is power, man. Don't reading and writing difficulty is just a small thing, just a small bump. You'll overcome it. I request all the parents to please read the book Dyslexic Advantage, and there is a small presentation on that in our Gold website. It is there. I made it much more simpler. It's easier to read and listen to my presentation than to read the whole book. What I would suggest is that dyslexic advantages are real. Only a dyslexic will understand how those advantages work. Like those specific strengths which Shilpa has, I would identify them as she's very strong in interconnected reasonings. She knows connections between things. What is database? Database is connections between things, diverse sources of information. And she has a very strong photographic memory. She remembers once she sees something, she remembers. So like that is why, but these strengths, every dyslexic child has in some degree or other. However, there are 2 kinds of dyslexic child. Somebody like me or Shilpa, we intuitively understood this strength in our school and used it to find ways of overcoming the school subject. So I was quite good in school. But the way I used to study was very different from how other people used to study. So, but there are other children who might not be able to use the strength at school level. Those children, please be patient with them. Their strengths will manifest when they reach college. It will automatically manifest. And lastly, the mantra of what actually I was observing Shilpa, repeatedly she's using the word figuring out. It is let the child figure out. They will use their strength to figure out the way, what career is best for them, how to study. And we should really take this message that the child has the potential and they will find out. Just they will figure out how to navigate through the school. School will be tough. Some kids like Shilpa will be able to use their strength to navigate it. Others might not be. But come college, most of the dyslexic children will shine. So thank you, Shilpa. It was I can't say how happy I felt listening to you. And God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I also feel like instantly connected. So, and to all of you. So, thank you so much. And thank you so much for, letting me share. So, thank you. I feel so good.
So this has been a wonderful session and lots of takeaways from here. Please follow your child, give the child the room, the space to figure out. See, I'm a fellow parent. My child is dyslexic. So, and not only dyslexia, she has dyscalculia and dysgraphia also. So, writing is a problem, we use a scribe. So, as a fellow parent, I want to share with all the parents is give the child the space to figure out. The difficult years are the school years. So, the school years, just support the child with what they need, maybe technology, maybe special education, and reading and writing are least among your worries. You just can, they can listen to, there are apps that will read books aloud for you. So please don't be so het up and caught up with writing and reading. They will come. I'm not saying you should neglect them, but it will happen organically when you look at the strengths of your child and give and provide them interest in those areas where your child loves to do what they're doing. Education will come, is what I want to share. And lovely, Shilpa. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you very much and all the best to you, and may the force be with you.